Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, have you ever actually stopped to think about how we got from the noisy, clunky machines of the past to the incredibly smart, sleek vehicles we see silently gliding down our roads today? I'm absolutely thrilled to guide you through this because today we are going on a journey through more than 130 years of automotive history. We're going to uncover the massive inventions, the brilliant breakthroughs, and some truly surprising facts that completely flipped human transportation on its head. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the first cars, the mass production revolution, the era of safety and tech, the 100-year comeback of electric cars, and finally, the future of smart driving. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The first cars replacing horses.
Let's set the scene here. Picture a world completely reliant on animal power. Before 1886, if you needed to go anywhere over land, you took a horse. Period. Humanity had literally traveled this way for thousands of years. But then, enter Carl Benz. In 1886, he introduces this, well, it's one of the very first practical gasoline-powered automobiles. Now, it didn't look much like the car sitting in your driveway right now. I mean, it only had 3 wheels. But man, it was the absolute spark that ignited a transportation revolution. Now, check out this number, 16 kilometers per hour. That was the top speed of Benz's groundbreaking invention. Honestly, you could probably sprint faster than this vehicle could drive. But speed really wasn't the point back then. The sheer fact that a practical, gasoline-powered machine could move people without a horse pulling it, that was practically magic, and it changed the course of history forever.
So, looking at our timeline here, just a decade after Benz's three-wheeled marvel in 1886, we hit a genuinely hilarious milestone. Despite those early cars being terribly slow, human nature kicked in and we still found a way to push the limits. Yep, 1896 is the year the very first speeding ticket was issued. You really can't make this stuff up. From there, we march right forward into the early 1900s, where an entirely new revolution was brewing with Ford's moving assembly line.
Which brings us to Section 2, the mass production revolution, cars for everyone.
Okay, this is where the automobile goes from being a quirky novelty for the rich to a massive global phenomenon. In the early 1900s, Henry Ford took a hard look at how cars were being built, which was super slow, one by these highly skilled craftsmen, and he completely revolutionized manufacturing. He introduced the moving assembly line. Instead of a whole team of workers building one entire car from the ground up, the car actually moved down a line and each worker just performed one specific task.
Let's actually break down the massive impact of Ford's logic. Step 1, you implement that moving assembly line. The direct result of that crazy efficiency is Step 2, a drastic reduction in manufacturing costs. Because it was suddenly so much cheaper and faster to build, the famous Ford Model T actually became affordable. And that leads directly to Step 3, a true societal shift. Cars transformed from luxury items into everyday transportation for ordinary families. This literally changed how and where people could live and work, essentially giving rise to the modern suburb.
Moving right along to Section 3, the era of safety and tech, saving lives and upgrading drives.
So as cars became affordable, there were suddenly a lot more of them out there, and they were getting significantly faster. With all that increased speed, safety became absolutely essential. The automotive industry really had to step up. And, well, they did. Take a look at this list of incredible life-saving inventions. Seatbelts, crumple zones designed to literally absorb impacts, airbags, anti-lock braking systems, and electronic stability control. We take them for granted today, but these aren't just fancy add-ons. These are the core innovations that dramatically reduced road deaths and actively protect us on our daily commutes.
But it wasn't just safety that was evolving. Performance underwent a massive leap too. If we compare the early mechanical era to today's modern electronic era, it's like night and day. Early cars were heavily physical. You literally had to start them with a heavy hand crank, and braking took some serious leg muscle. Fast forward to the electronic era, and boom, engines become more powerful and efficient with fuel injections and turbochargers. The sheer physical effort of driving was totally transformed by sensors, cameras, automatic transmissions, and driver assistance systems.
And the crucial point comes down to this one word: millions. To power the GPS navigation, those massive digital touchscreens, the cameras, and all those smart driver assistance systems we just talked about, modern cars contain millions of lines of software code. Think about that. We've gone from a sweaty, hand-cranked mechanical machine to what is basically a highly intelligent rolling supercomputer. All right, Section 4, the return of electric cars, a 100-year comeback. I absolutely love this part of the explainer, because it involves a major historical plot twist. You might think electric vehicles are a brand new, cutting-edge invention, right? Nope. They actually existed over 100 years ago.
The catch was, back then, they lacked practical batteries. They couldn't go very far, and they took forever to charge. Fast forward to today, though, and modern battery technology has finally caught up to the concept, making electric vehicles incredibly practical for everyday life.
Today's modern EVs completely revolutionize the driving experience. First off, they offer instant acceleration, which is a totally different feel from waiting for a gas engine to rev up. Plus, they operate so quietly, which seriously reduces noise pollution in our cities. And most importantly for our environment, they produce zero tailpipe emissions. It took a whole century, but the electric car finally had its triumphant comeback.
And that leads us to our final chapter, Section 5, The Future of Smart Driving, the Next Generation.
So where do we go from here? Well, right now, we are looking at self-driving technology and artificial intelligence literally taking the wheel. Vehicles are becoming hyper-connected to each other and to the city infrastructure around them. Oh, and the physical cars themselves? They are increasingly being built using advanced, sustainable materials.
Think about it. We went from three-wheeled buggies crawling at 16 kilometers an hour to intelligent electric supercomputers driven by AI. The evolution of cars is just a perfect reflection of humanity's constant driving desire to innovate. Every single generation brought fresh ideas that made transportation safer, faster, and just so much more accessible. So I want to leave you with this question to ponder. From hand cranks to artificial intelligence, what on earth will the next 130 years of human innovation look like? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer journey. Keep learning and always keep looking forward.